Good morning. It is Thursday, July 10th, 2025. It is 9 o'clock, and this is a special meeting of the Jefferson Public Utility District Board of Commissioners. My name is Jeff Randall. I'm president of the board and calling this meeting to order. Jefferson PUD will be offering both virtual online meetings as well as in-person meetings unless advance notice is provided. Online participant audio will be muted upon entry. Please unmute at the appropriate time to speak. And if you're calling in, use *6 to mute and unmute and *9 to raise a hand to request to speak. Let's do a roll call of commissioners. My name is Jeff Randall, Commissioner for District 1 and President of the Board.
Kenneth Collins, Commissioner, District 2.
Dan Tupper, Commissioner for District 3.
Okay, and we have one item on the agenda, and it does appropriately say we may have discussion and possible action after the executive session. I was going to suggest 45 minutes to start. Joel, I don't know if you have any opinions on it. You kind of know what we're going to be talking about in detail.
Let's, I think 45 minutes.
Okay, and if we need to extend, we can extend. So this is an executive session per RCW 42.30.110 subsection 1 subsection G to discuss the qualifications for an applicant for public employment. And we may have discussion and possible action afterwards. And we are now.
I'll make a motion to accept the agenda as presented.
Thank you. You caught me a second time. I've done that. Do we have a motion? The agenda, second. All approval of the agenda, please indicate by saying aye.
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 I approve the agenda. I'm going to read this one again. So we're going into an executive session per RCW 42.30.110 subsection 1 subsection G to discuss the qualification for an applicant for public employment. We expect this to last about 45 minutes. We are now going into executive session. Okay. It is, are we rolling, Ryan?
Something's off. We're echoing.
Okay. It is now 9:49. We have come out of executive session and we're going to have some discussion and possible action. And let me start, because this is kind of the public's first chance to tune in to what we're talking about. I guess I could have said this at the beginning, but back on Monday, what was the date? On Monday when we finished that, time has kind of stood still for me a little bit.
1st or 2nd of June.
It was the 28th, wasn't it? That we had the meeting where we announced which candidate we wanted to try and negotiate
It was
with.
Monday the 1st or the 30th.
How do I have?
Are we recording?
Yes.
July 30th.
June 30th.
So we last about this issue on July 30th and
June 30th.
June 30th. Thank you, Dan. And we referred to the candidates by numbers, and we're still going to do that. So at that point in time, the board selected candidate number 14 for general manager as our preferred candidate, and that we would seek to negotiate an agreement with him for employment. And we now have a proposed agreement for employment. And I'm just going to set the stage before we hit the discussion, just to kind of catch people up. The signed offer letter we accepted. I think actually we had a board meeting since then, didn't we? We had a board meeting the next day. So we sent an offer letter for a start date of August 4th. That has been accepted. We have a salary that's been accepted. And we have a contract that came back largely unchanged. And there was just a proposal to the severance that was changed from the PUD had originally proposed 1 year for if the general manager had to be dismissed without cause. And the candidate number 14 requested that for the first 2 years of the 4-year contract, which is what the PUD proposed, for the first 2 years, if the candidate or if the general manager was dismissed without cause, he would be entitled to a 1-year salary severance. And in year 3, that salary severance would drop to 9 months for dismissal without cause. And in year 4, it would be reduced to 6 months, which was what the PUD had originally proposed. So that's what we have before us. And so I guess discussion on this candidate and this contract, and who wants to go first?
Well, I'll just say that it's been an interesting process. Maintaining anonymity has been a challenge for this board and for staff and for the candidate and for the search firm. So I just want the public to know that everything we've done has seen a lot of scrutiny, even though it doesn't seem, maybe it won't seem that way at the end of the day. This has been a very prescribed and intense type of this process, and I think we're coming through to the right conclusion.
And I guess speaking
You
from
know,
one of my close friends when
Yeah.
salary was proposed was kind of gobsmacked by the salary number, and the salary that we've negotiated is only an 8% raise for the salary this individual has at the current position. And they're highly educated, highly qualified for this position. You know, we'll learn more about it, and we're trying to figure out what the public, when we'll announce the name, whether it'll be Monday or Tuesday of next week, if we vote to proceed on this. Right now in the utility world, there's a shortage of people at all levels. And when people ask me about why are they paid so much, I said, well, it's kind of like if you knew about a hot tip on a stock, wouldn't you be excited about that and want to know what that stock was so you can invest in it and make a lot of money? Tell your kids to work in the utility world because the utility world is offering great compensation and you can't outsource the jobs. But we had to offer a salary to be competitive and attract the best people because Kevin has done a wonderful job. This PUD is so important to this county that we need someone who is excellent. So I'll leave it at that.
and I'd like to add,
Hang on a second, Ken.
And your volume's a little
We
low.
gotta-
We're gonna adjust it just a hair. Hang on.
all right. So I would like to add can you hear me now?
Yeah, go for it. Now we can hear you.
All right, good. So I wanted the public to know that that the search firm initially identified over 40 candidates. We got that many, I think, because of the salary that was posted, and that salary was verified by a long-standing company that does salary comparisons across the board. So we wanted to set something that would be competitive and attract the best candidates. And I think that offer accomplished that. So the search firm provided us with 5 candidates to interview. Actually, we discussed the various candidates and the board decided on 5 candidates, and each candidate was interviewed for 3 hours. So as Commissioner Randall was saying, we started on Saturday from 8:30 to about 4 and continued on Sunday and also Monday. So this was really a very intensive process, as Commissioner Tupper has said. And I think we all feel that we've got an outstanding candidate and are really very pleased that we've been able to come to terms and feel good about moving forward. It's going to be a transition for everybody in the PUD. I think we have to anticipate that these things never go completely smoothly, but I think the PUD is going to be in good hands moving forward. That we've identified a general manager with a kind of background and experience that he's going to be a tremendous asset. And I'm looking forward to his starting next month.
So, do we have the board in executive session because it is a contract document that is legitimate to be reviewed in executive session and potential employment of an individual. The board has had a chance to review the contract. Do we have do you support it? Do we want to direct? I mean, legally, the next step would be to direct staff to prepare a resolution which would accept this individual, candidate number 14. His name will be named at that point. He hasn't notified his employer formally yet. The resolution would appoint him general manager and refer, presumably refer to the contract, and I'll let Joel say it. He can say it better.
Thanks, Commissioner. So I think the process that you've gone through at this point is, as I recall, the Board of Commissioners requested that Commissioner Randall work with me to negotiate terms and conditions. And we've apprised the commission along the way about the negotiations with no decisions that had been made. And that at this point, we have a proposed counteroffer from the candidate that's consistent with the discussions that happened before, but there is one provision that's left open that's different, and that the candidate has requested of the board. So there's been no decisions by you on this, and that has to do with the severance provision. And so I think it's appropriate for you all to have a discussion about the severance provision. If you'd like, I can describe it to you. The original proposal was 6 months severance for termination by the employer or the commission for any or no reason. The counter proposal from the candidate now is that it would be a 1 year severance for the first 2 years of the contract. In year 3, it would be 9 months, and year 4, it would be reduced to the 6 months originally requested by us. So that's the discussion, and we would need direction from you all on that if that's acceptable to you.
So I guess I'll go. I think it demonstrates that the candidate does seem to be committed to the position for the term of 4 years. Beyond that, I don't have any discussion. That would be my interpretation of the counteroffer. So that's how I perceive what we're looking at, and I have no objection at this time to that.
Okay. Ken?
So I move that we accept the candidate's counter offer and approve the contract as modified.
And direct staff to prepare a resolution.
Yes.
We have a motion.
So did that get captured? Is Cammie on, or?
Cammie, did you catch that? Did we lose Cammie?
There.
Waiting for you, Cammie, to give us the verbal that you got that motion down.
Well, I'll go ahead and second. Hopefully the recording captured it.
Yeah, exactly. We have the recording. So we have a motion acceptance, motion and a second to accept the counter offer on the contract and direct staff to prepare a resolution appointing the new next general manager to begin August 4th. All in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Aye. All right. Big sigh of relief. I will communicate the details to the individual, and we will see everybody on Tuesday. So, any other business that the board or
Just
staff needs to go over?
Just thank Commissioner Randall and all the staff that were involved and with this process. And like you said, I think we're nearing the completion. So
Nearing the finish line, and Lee Taylor of NRECA has been invaluable in this process, and everybody has. Everybody's had their role to play, and I appreciate staff being curious and recognizing the need to maintain the confidentiality. It just was critical to get the best candidates, and we had excellent candidates. So I think this process has been a success, but knock on wood, every day is a new challenge. So here we go. And Kevin, we appreciate your graciousness to help with the transition. And this candidate is particularly interested in your knowledge and assistance. So I think hopefully everything will go smooth. Okay, it is now 10:02. We have completed our business. We are adjourned. Thanks, everybody.
thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Have a good.
Thank you.
Yeah.